What is up, RetroManiacs? Welcome to the Retro Card Chat Podcast. My name is Mike, and I am from Mike's Retro Trading Cards. And if you're searching the internet for a video about T-Potts, hockey, and Charizard, well, let me tell you, you're in luck today, buddy. And I'm joined by the Arn Anderson and Derek Jeter to my Ric Flair. They are Joe Day and EP Eric Pahalik. How you doing, boys?
Hopefully we flesh that out a little bit, say on Friday.
Yeah, watch Friday if you want to know what that means.
I'm guessing maybe we flesh that out on Friday's show. Who knows, though? Who knows? That's in the future. We don't know officially if it is.
No idea what's going on in the future.
No, none whatsoever. I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Also doing great.
Fantastic over here. Woo. I am ready to go.
Yeah. Boys. So I don't know if you remember this, but for I'd say an 8 to 12 week stretch, I sat on this podcast and complained about a little program called the eBay authentication program through PSA. I don't know if you remember that. Not ringing any bells. Go back and
I'll have to watch the old videos.
Yeah. Three straight months.
Was it only 12 weeks? I think it's longer than that.
Right. It might
6 months.
Wait, hold on a second. I'm going to go watch them quick. Okay, now we're back. I just watched them. So, okay, I remember.
It was like a year's worth, I think, at this point. So a lot of the content I got from talking about that was my buddy John selling a bunch of his collection, though some of it was my stuff as well, getting flagged by eBay authentication through PSA for some truly bullshit reasons. And a lot of the time, the buyers just said, yeah, we know more than the authenticators. We're still going to take this card, right? So it wasn't a problem for most, but the poster child for the problem was a 1999 Skybox Star Trek DeForest Kelley autograph card. For those of you who don't know DeForest Kelley, he was one of the big three. It was Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. And his cards are very valuable because he passed away in 1999. So he only has 2 on-card autographs. They're both very, very valuable. So John is selling the one from 1999. Starts it like a crazy man at a 99-cent auction.
Oof, wow.
Ends up going for above comps. Now, at first I was like, oh, that seems weird that would go above comps. But then the next lowest you could buy on eBay was $5,000, right? Mm-hmm. Above comps, it sold for about $2,500. So it's like, okay, it makes sense because there's no other of them available. So he had, if I remember the story correctly, pack pooled this card. And if you remember late 90s, early 2000s Skybox boys, they brick and they brick bad. And luckily, the front of the card was completely unfazed. The autograph, beautiful. The back of the card had some paper loss. He denoted this in the listing, took pictures of it, the whole kit and caboodle. Sells, goes to eBay authentication through PSA, and it gets flagged because he didn't do the drop-down menu thing, where he still had it near mint to mint. You know, the thing that no one actually looks at unless they want to get out of something. Mm-hmm. So it got flagged by eBay authentication through PSA, and the buyer said, no, I don't want it. Okay. They probably got in over their skis is my guess. And they didn't realize how much they were bidding on this thing. So they didn't. Got sent back to John, went through the process again, sold for a little closer to comps. And then they flagged it again. He's like, what? I changed everything. I had the pictures. Evidence of trimming. A card that he pack pulled got flagged again. Evidence of trimming. John's a doctor, so he's a pretty smart guy. He knows he doesn't really need to trim a card that has paper loss on the back. What would the point be? So it was just probably cut small at the factory, whatever. So he's like, Joe, what?
But it wasn't flagged for that the first time.
It wasn't flagged for that the first time.
That's the problem.
Right. Yes, absolutely.
Please tell me there's the third one. Please tell me there's the third one.
So he says, Joe, what do you think I should do with this card? And I said, I hate to say it, but if you don't want to keep it, I think the bad guys are going to win this. I said, I think you're going to need to get it authenticated, maybe grade the auto and sell it like that. And he agreed. We were going to send it to BGS. And then, of course, BGS got bought by PSA. We were actually probably going to get it graded by BGS because I don't know with the surface. It probably would have given us a low grade on the surface, but everything else was absolutely beautiful. But they get bought out, whatever. So I'm like, I'm just going to send it to PSA. I'll use Dustin's code, the Sports Card Dad's code, get $25 off my first submission. Thank you, Rob, for signing up for PSA for his first submission. So anyway, so I send it off and it goes through. It's authenticated because of course it would be. The auto comes back a 10. Boys, I have it here. It is absolutely beautiful. Look at that auto. Look at that auto. That is a 10 auto. Authentic. Now you can see on the back, there is paper loss right by the number. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was the issue, but there it is. That's the card. Best part about this whole story, boys, and the thing that makes me smile the most, PSA upcharged me those fuckers. That's where this story ends. PSA upcharged us. We went with like the $99, whatever that at the time. This was before they raised the prices. We went with the $99 listing or submission for the dual authentication, which I think gets you up to like $1,000. So they're like, no. This card is going to get flagged twice from PSA authentication with eBay, but we're going to make sure that you pay what it would get if it graded like a PSA 10, basically. Like it blew my mind. They upcharged me. It is what it is. It made me laugh. It's my card now. We ended up making a trade. So I ended up, this is officially my card. I already have one of these, but come on. I'm not saying no to this bad boy. But yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful card, but come on. Did you know it was going to end with them upcharging us? Like that's the only accurate way.
What's the reason?
What value did they put on it?
Yeah,
that they upcharged you.
Do they put? They only said it exceeds the maximum value of what in the email they sent to Rob, which Rob's like, "What is this email I got?" And I'm like, and then I was going to go to the site and just accept it, like log in, and apparently he has to email them and say, "Yes, that's okay." So I'm like, Rob, I need you to reply to this email. But yeah, they upcharged me, and that's the thing that cracks me up, like because like the ones that went through eBay authentication with no paper loss were around $1,500 cards. So what's one that got flagged twice because it clearly was not going to be near mint to mint? What's that actually worth? Well, to them, it's worth more than $1,000, I bet. So yeah, it's just the ultimate irony is they upcharge on that card that they flagged twice for two bullshit reasons. Here we are. But yeah, it ended up coming out of my pocket because, I traded for the whole kit and caboodle with it. But yeah, PSA.
Wow. Well, at least PSA finally got their money, man. At least they got
of
money,
course. Thank God. You know what I think happened? If I had my conspiracy hat, I need to unretire the conspiracy hat. You know what I actually think happened? They raised their prices between the time that we submitted it to the time that we got it back, and they just wanted to make up the difference. I would be surprised if they're upcharging people that are like borderline, like, oh, well, it's upcharge them. They're close enough. And I really think that had something to do with it. So, but yeah, there it is. The story has finally concluded on that card. It's mine. It's going to be in my PC for a while. But yeah, it's kind of funny how that worked out. Last thing real quick, I need to complain about Scott Spalding, one of our favorite viewers.
Oh, no.
I need to complain about Scott. Now, Scott, we're all going to be pissed off after I tell these two why I'm pissed off at you. Do you know why, Mike?
I don't, but I'm usually just pissed off at him. So.
Right?
Yeah.
And EP doesn't even know who he is because he doesn't read the comments.
He doesn't know who it is.
But this son of a bitch nominated us again for the YouTube.
Come on, Scott.
Hall of Fame.
No.
What are you doing, Scott? No.
Come on.
No. Bad.
Come on.
What we need to do is watch our Friday show this upcoming Friday to know we should not be in the Hall of Fame.
No, we should be nominated for a Peabody for that fucking shit. But yeah, Scott, come on, man. What are you doing? You know better. Do better, Scott.
Yeah, now we're gonna get one vote, and we're gonna be those idiots that got one vote. Come on. That's worse than come on, man. What if we get 0 votes?
Somehow.
Scott, I'm gonna block him from the channel.
Yeah. You might have to.
Gonna block him on Twitter after he pays me for his stack.
Well, yeah. I mean, don't get crazy. All joking aside, all joking aside, we appreciate it, Scott, but it is very much unnecessary. That's not our bag.
Yeah. Please don't go vote for us. And that's not a don't go vote for us because we want to get you to vote for us. Just don't. Please. That's not our thing. Right. Just don't. Yeah. That's its own thing. It is what it is. Yeah.
But we do appreciate the sentiment. Scott.
We do.
Yes, we do.
Kind of.
Joking
Not
aside.
really.
Yeah.
though. I don't.
And if it was anyone but
EP does. Oh, EP, what's new and exciting? Yeah, I want to let everybody know EP a little under the weather. This is his flu game. We thought he was dead a couple days ago, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, when he did not text for like a solid 5 hours.
We weren't sure what was going on. But how are you feeling, first of all?
I feel fine. I felt fine. The issue is I'm congested, of course. You can probably hear that in my voice. I'm congested and I can't smell or taste anything. So I was not. Could be. I'm not sure. I never got the thing back when the pandy was going on. I never got that thing. So apparently that's probably what this thing is. But one of the things that I was upset about that I never got to do was to eat an onion like an apple. So here I am with a quarter of a red onion. I'm just gonna like.
What are we doing?
What the hell? Oh no!
What are we doing?
I drank some water here.
What?
To wash it down, but it's fine.
What did we just become? We are no longer a sports card podcast.
What Hall of Fame can we get into for that? Oh my.
All of them.
I will say, first off, very impressive.
Wow.
While you finish chewing that, I will say we've jokingly talked about doing like our version of Hot Ones at some point with EP, because I think that would be really entertaining, where he's the host. We'd have to do it like in person when we're all in the same room, where he's the host because he can eat anything like that. But Jesus H, a red onion, man. And that's going to stink up your entire house. You may not smell it now, but you're going to smell it.
I smell it.
I chose the red onion for a purpose, just because I knew they're stronger than the rest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I
can't
stuck
taste
my nose
it at all.
I can, like I said yesterday to you guys, or Friday to you guys, like I can tell there's something there, but I can't like tell. Like I stuck my nose in my coffee, like the grounds of my coffee pot, the already brewed grounds, and I could smell there was something there, but I couldn't smell the coffee. It's the strangest thing.
I never had that. Even when I had the
Right.
I never lost my sense of smell.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, that is wild.
Yeah. So like,
this whole thing, that was wild.
So I couldn't set up at the card show. I was all excited. I even made cards for the card show. Like I had so many boxes of things. Like I worked so hard and got so ready, and then I got hit Friday, the day before the show, with not being able to smell or taste anything. It really stunk. So,
but it didn't stink.
But it
didn't stink. It didn't stink in that regard. Yeah, right. I told you guys I had a story to tell before the show, or like earlier this week. So I'm just gonna tell that quickly. This morning I sold 4 cards from a bulk purchase that I got from Card Show Kevin. All bunch of parallels from back in 2012 tops, 2013 tops. And so like they're all like blue, like nobody like Mark Teixeira, no Trouts in there, no Jeters in there, no real big ones in there, but all stuff that I could list for $1.99 or $2.50 and sell on my eBay store. And I sold 4 of those today. The subtotal was $10, and they got it for $6.60 because of my 40% off deal that I talked about last week. Buy 2 or more, 40% off. I had somebody else make an offer for 2 Thanos cards for $2 each. And if they would have put them in their cart, they would have got them for $3.30. You just bought them outright. So instead, to make the story even a little better, I was like, you know what? I bet you if I counter offer for these $2.75 cards for $2.25, that they'll pay the extra 50 cents. And they did. So I ended up getting an extra 50 cents out of them when they would have been able to get the 40% off. So my question to you guys is, should I change? Like, is that too confusing for people? Like 40% off? I mean, it's almost 50%. So it sounds like something they should be able to figure out. But should I do like 3 for like get $2 off if you buy 3 or more instead of 40% off? Is that too complicated for people?
The problem is people don't read. Like
they don't even look at that little thing above the picture. Yeah.
Okay. We were just talking about the Forrest Kelly card. John put all that information and had pictures and everything in the description of the paper loss, and someone still didn't read or look at those pictures. So buyers just don't read. They just do their thing. Now I do. I'm guessing you guys do, you know, but like there are some people that just go in there and they're like, shit, gotta get it, you know, and they don't actually look.
I see 40% off. I'm clicking on sellers other items and typing
100%.
typing in Griffey, typing in Michael Jordan, typing in Kobe, and anybody I buy and seeing what you have
100%.
every time. So,
Yep.
Wow. Drop your eBay. What is your eBay? Let people know in case they want to go take advantage of this 40% off sale.
It is according to my
I don't know what my eBay is.
EP's trading post is the I don't know what it's not Panther 27.
No,
but if you go to EP's trading post, you'll be able to find it.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you want Star Trek cards, come to Panther 27. That's mine. In case you weren't sure. Real quick, last thing on the red onions. Mm-hmm. I was at a work conference the one time, and we were giving away these like bags, like canvas bags, right? Mm-hmm. And we had them set at the luncheon to, for people to take with them. And then we grabbed the extra ones, put them in the back of my car, and left. I opened up my car and like, why does it smell like red onion in here? The canvas bags absorbed the smell of the red onions, and I had to drive 2 hours with that smell. I had my window down, and I was like breathing out the window. From a movie. Yeah, it was horrendous. That's what your house is going to smell like. I'm just letting you know. It's going to attach itself to everything. So not only will you get 40% off if you buy from EP, you will also get a delicious red onion smell in your card. So
cardboard would definitely not soak up that smell. Don't worry about it. That doesn't happen.
Wow.
Oh my God. This week is off the rails. For those of you who are going to watch all three of our programs, it started off the rails pretty quick.
Yep.
Imagine that with YouTube. Somebody he pulls out a red onion and eats it. So yeah, I don't know where to go from here. I was going to talk about the card show, but I don't even know what to say. So.
I want to hear about the card show. I heard it was pretty good. Was there a lot of people?
It was annoying because you weren't there, and everybody that I know, where's EP? I'm like, oh, God, why? I wanted to have a press conference at the beginning of the show, just let everybody know that you weren't feeling well and you weren't going to be there, and take care of it instead of having to answer over and over and over again.
You need a hat made. It's not my turn to babysit EP or something. Like you need EP
that.
Is not here.
Don't ask me about EP.
Don't ask about EP.
Yeah.
EP is not my ward.
The show was kind of meh this week.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. It felt like there were more Pokemon dealers there than even before. It felt close to 50-50. It might not be, maybe 60-40, but yeah, I mean, the regular dealers, some of the other regular dealers weren't there. Like, not really many of the other ones that come sometimes. So yeah, I mean, Troy was there. I bought two super shoe boxes full of cards from Troy because Troy always has cards that I buy. He had like $1 a piece. So I started going through them, looking. I'm like, so how is it? Was there a box price? I don't really feel like looking through all these. He's like, I was thinking that you might ask that. I'm like, wow, why don't you just say, Mike, I have some cards for you, and I'll say, I'll buy them.
Yeah.
But I mean, I spent money. Don't get me wrong. I bought a couple boxes of wax.
You spent money at a card show.
Bought those boxes. I bought a couple Griffey cards from Bill. So I did a good job of spending money, and then I went to Yukon on the way home and spent some more money. So
yeah, nice.
Not bad.
Nice. Have any of the, so you said it's like 50-50 with Pokemon. I was curious, are any of the people that you would expect would have been sports, or maybe they were selling sports cards 2 years ago, have now completely switched over to Pokemon? Have you guys noticed that at all? Or if they do, it's kind of like a half and half.
There are some that are
the one or two that are but it's not.
Some are kind of half and half, but yeah, I not that I've noticed, but EP might know them a little better than I do. But the Pokemon tables were jammed, though. They were really busy. The sports card table wasn't a ton of people there for this show, so.
Yeah. I know. I was talking to my buddy Rob, the photographer, I work with the paper. Now, and he said that Bill had a really, really good show. Like, I sold a lot of stuff, so much so that he's worried about the show he's setting up for next week. that he sold so much that his inventory is down so much that you're about to show for next week. So that's why I was wondering, wanted to get your take as well. And I know that Bill, I mean, Bill usually does pretty well at all the shows. It seems like he doesn't have a bad show typically.
Yeah, is good stuff. It gives people good prices, so
Yep.
does well. All right, well, let's get into it. Enough about that card show. Let's talk about a card video. You know, we make fun of Jeff Wilson from time to time on here. We just poke fun. Nothing personal. We just don't agree with his takes. But, you know, when T-Pott does videos, I gotta say, I like those more often than I don't.
You can tell by his videos, he's actually a collector, which is good. Like, I don't ever believe that with Jeff Wilson, but with T-Pott, like you sucked me into the algorithm, so I got T-Pott suggested videos, and one was like him showing off his his home office, which is his like walk-in closet off of his bedroom. You know you're a real card collector when that is your card space. So yeah, I like him a little bit more.
Well, I'm sure everybody knows by now that he recently had a fantastic video. This was one of the best videos I watched in a while, and it's like 50 minutes long, and I watched the whole thing, so I really enjoyed it. But he had a 1989 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. card that he sent to multiple grading companies. And he had done a video before where he sent them to the 4 major companies, but he also this time sent a Pokemon Mewtwo, a vintage Pokemon card. The Ken Griffey Jr., this is the lineage of where it went. It originally was graded by BGS, and it was a 9.5. It then was sent to SGC, who sent it back authentic altered with evidence of trimming. Then it went to CGC, where it got a 9. Then it went to PSA, where it got a 6. Remember that one. That's important. Then he sent it to Tag, where it was a do not holder because it was slightly oversized. Keep in mind, SGC said it was trimmed. Then he sent it to Arena Club, where it came back an 8.5. Then he sent it back to SGC, who originally said it was altered and evidence of trimming, and they graded it a 9. And then PSA got it. They graded it an 8 after they graded it a 6 earlier. And then he finally ended up full circle going back to BGS, and it came back authentic altered. The Mewtwo card was a PSA 8 to a Tag 8 to an Arena 7 to an SGC 8 to a PSA 7. All kind of, you can see, all the same range. To a Beckett authentic altered. So both his cards ended up Beckett authentic altered. So is this card really altered and it wasn't caught by the companies that graded it? Or was it not altered and the companies were just kind of smoking something?
Well, one clarifying thing though too is when he sent those cards into BGS the last time, he used somebody else's account, so they wouldn't think it was the same ones he sent in, right? Didn't he say something like that where he used somebody else's account to send in those last cards to BGS just so?
I think it was SGC. He used someone else because okay. Because they were the original ones who said that Griffey was trimmed. If I'm, but he did mention that, but it wasn't the last one. It wasn't BGS. Right. First off, I just have to say, as you're telling that entire story, Mike, EP rubbed his eye with the same hand that he ate that red onion with. And now I'm so distracted by the fact that EP's just going to start crying. Like
there's nothing happening.
That threw me off. You can go back and watch. You're going to see the moment where it just completely threw me off from paying any attention to what you were saying. So apologies. It's weird though that the one that I think would have, just because of the way they do things, the one I think that would have caught if it's altered would have been Tag, right? Like Tag's the one because they do those high res scans and they do what I forget how he referred to it. It wasn't AI, but he referred to it as like computer assisted grading or something to that effect. Yeah. You would have thought that those would be the ones, but it is interesting that SGC and BGS both saying that it was altered. both companies recently bought by PSA. Again, retire the conspiracy hat. Are people sending their stuff to BGS and SGC? It's coming back potentially altered, and now you have to send it to PSA to actually get a grade. Probably not the case, but I don't know. It's really weird that happened for those two companies. I think BGS just got it wrong. I mean, there's no other way to look at it, because every other company, again, with the exception of SGC with the Griffey, every other company said, no, these are real cards that have been altered. So unless he altered them before he sent them to BGS, which would be something that I could see Jeff doing, not T-Pott doing. Jeff taking drive-bys here.
Joke. It's a joke.
It's a joke. We love Jeff Wilson. But like, for it from a 9.5 to an authentic altered is absolutely wild to me. And to your point about how popular this video is, I looked while you were talking, Mike, it is already his 6th most viewed video on Market Movers, and it's been up for like 5 days. So this is definitely going to be his #1 viewed video. I'm really hoping with all those grading fees, that's something that he can expense to Cards HQ, Market Movers. But I also do love the idea that he's going to keep them in those altered slabs as mementos to put on his desk. He said it at the end. That's something that I think the three of us would do as well. But yeah, to your original question, I think BGS just got it wrong at the end. And that's a serious issue. If you're thinking about grading with them, to think that they could look at 2 cards, 2 completely different types of cards too, a Pokemon, a TCG, and then a retro, junk wax era card, and look at both of them and say, oh yeah, they're both altered. That was what was so shocking to me.
Yeah, I wonder if because they're both sending with the same account, like the same person, like I was like, oh, this is altered, this must be altered. Like but I agree with Joe. They had to have gotten it wrong. Like, you wonder how many of these BGS graders have been poached by PSAs or by collectors right. So yeah, that might be part of it. But like the crazy, I'm not sure. There's a lot to unpack in this video. I don't know what other questions Mike has, but I just want to say that like I wish that Griffey was available to buy, because I would 100% buy that Griffey. That Griffey is a story to tell, has been touched by so many pairs of hands in like over a year's time. Just a crazy cool card. I liked that he showed us him cracking the slabs, showed him removing the card, putting it in a semi-rigid and sending it off. I love that he showed us that every time. Was important, and like you would assume he wasn't trimming it in between, like between where the videos were. So like there was no way that would happen. So to get all those different grades is just insane.
Well, and to the trimming point, I just talked about at the front of the show, a card that John pulled out of a pack. That PSA said, oh, well, PSA through eBay authentication said this was trimmed. No one knows. Clearly, no one knows if something's trimmed or not. That's to me the headline. They can say cards are trimmed all the time. Are they actually? Do we know they are or not? And we know cards that have been trimmed have made it through, right? So, like again, and we'll talk about some of his final points, but it just kind of makes you wonder, why are we grading these cards anyway, right?
Right.
The tag grade too, because it was just slightly over like the size it was supposed to be. I can see that being a variation in the production when they made it, but to say it was trimmed, like it just no. Like I don't see how all the other companies say this is legitimate, and most of the companies for the Griffey card and then end up on the guy at BGS was clearly having a bad day, which kind of leads me to the end of the video, because I feel like his emotion and his reaction at the end of the video, I thought was just fantastic. And like, I feel every single one of us as collectors has felt what he was feeling in that moment. But like, he didn't want to say grading is a scam. It kind of is, though.
By him saying, I don't want to say grading is a scam, he literally said grading is a scam.
Because the issue, I agree. They're not intentionally trying to scam you, but the fact that we put so much weight into what these people are doing, and they're people. And like he even said it, they wake up someday, you don't know if that's the first card they looked at if it's the last card they looked at, if they're having a good day, a bad day. We joke all the time about, oh, the grader must have had a fight with his wife. It could literally impact your cards for real. It's not like, that's not hyperbole. You have a bad day, you go to work, you know what it's like to work when you're in a bad mood. Even if you're not intentionally doing it, it can affect how what your outcome is. And when you're talking about something that creates money for people or takes money away, kind of a big deal. Yet we all throw all of our money at PSA and just take every number we get back from them as, oh, well, that's what it is. Like, it's a 10. Well, it's like 70-30. How's it a 10? Well, it says a 10. It's not a 10. That damn card is not a 10. But it just, the human element is absolutely the reason why we should not put so much faith into this. As PSA grows, the issues are only going to multiply because you have more people. You have 100 different people looking at the same card with different sets of eyes. They're going to have different opinions. We're paying for the opinion of people, a lot of them who probably haven't looked at cards as long as we have. Right. And we're basing all the value in this hobby on these people that are getting paid almost nothing by PSA to grade for them.
And we have to remember that it's not a guarantee that the people that are grading your cards are card collectors. It's, you go into Walmart, the checkout person isn't like a Walmart super fan who decided to go to Walmart, it's a job. It's literally, they're hired for a job. So it wouldn't surprise me if half of them aren't even card fans. They just go in, they get trained, and they do that job. And to a lot of what you were saying, Mike, can you believe some pecker on Twitter kept trying to tell me that grading was objective and not subjective? Come on, how dumb
I remember those days.
Yeah, how dumb do you have to be? Real dumb pecker, if you ask me. But like, it just blows my mind how people actually believe that. And the grades that are the most, the results that were scariest for me was SGCs for the Griffey, because it went from trimmed, evidence of trimming, to a 9, right? EP and
okay, let me ask you this though.
Okay,
is that worse than it going from a PSA 6 to an 8? And let me explain. One person thought it was trimmed, so they weren't really like grading what the card looked like. So the second person didn't think it was trimmed and gave it a 9. Whereas people at PSA, one person actually looked at the corners, the surface, the edge, and said, oh, that's a 6. And another said it was an 8, which that's 2 grades different. 1 grade I could see, but 2 grades?
And 6 to 8 is a huge jump, in my opinion. Like, that's a huge jump.
The thing that, like, which one's a bigger deal? Well, yeah, that one is definitely the bigger deal, but that one happens so often that it's just like we're kind of numb to it.
It's okay because they screw up all the time.
They screw up all the time,
hobby,
right? Yeah. So we're so numb to that, where you're telling me that a card went from being a legitimate card to a trimmed card, and not just SGC did it, but for that Griffey, BGS did it. It started as a 9.5 and who's trimming a 9.5? Right? Went from a 9.5 all the way down to authentic. I was about to say that EP and I watch Little Victories all the time. And do you remember he did an SGC reveal where like 3 or 4 of his cards were authentic trimmed? I think it was right around the same time if you match up those time frames. So there was like this just epidemic in SGC. Charlie's over there. They fired him from eBay authentication, originally from PSA to eBay authentication. Now you're getting shoved off to SGC, Charlie. And he went and was given everyone authentic trimmed. Like, that is like, it literally, just the amount of times it happened in that same time frame makes you wonder, was something that, however they measure the cards, was that machine or whatever screwed up? It's completely possible that everyone every card that guy got was like, oh shit, this is weird. They've all been trimmed. Like, it's wild to see that happen.
Great points all around, Joe. And I'm not one to normally take the conspiracy hat and put the conspiracy hat on, but that also, that also was a moment where Little Victory said, "I'm not going to send to SGC anymore." I believe, right? Wasn't that the video where he said, "I'm not going to, I just can't do it." And so not if you were
don't want to say I'm right.
If you were the owner of a company and you wanted to get people to not send stuff to that company anymore, like giving a bunch of grades like that would be having a bunch of graders giving grades and stuff like that would be a way to kill that company. So yeah, wow. So I mean,
I got EP, baby.
I do want to say, like, to a little bit to one of your points, like if I'm PSA and SGC and other these companies, I almost don't want to have a collector be the person giving the grades, because they're going to see an 89 Griffey, upper deck Griffey, and they're going to be excited about this Griffey, and maybe they're going to be less than like they're going to be biased about it and give it a better grade possibly than they should. So I can see them not necessarily that they go out and try not to find people that are collectors, but I mean, I think it would be a benefit if you're not a collector to get the card. You can be more unbiased about the cards.
So a real world example of that, when I first started out after college, I worked for a city councilman here in Pittsburgh who represented like 4 or 5 neighborhoods. And I remember one of the residents questioning me, like, do you live in the district? I said, no, I lived in Oakland at the time where Pitt is. And they're like, well, then how do you know? I go, do you want me to live in the district? Say I lived in neighborhood 1. I'm going to make sure neighborhood 1 is taken care of at all times. If I live in neighborhood 2, so on and so on. So I have an objective view of this to that point. So I think you might be onto something, EP. And you would hope they have some knowledge, and you would assume that most of them do. But the amount of people they're hiring, for the amount they're hiring them for, do you really think they're card collectors? Like, I'd love to do that job as a second job if I'm a kept man and my significant other makes a lot of money. Sure, that'd be a fun job to have because I get to look at cool cards, but I don't think that's what's going on here. I think they're just hiring people off the streets and offering them off the street and offering them, whatever to $17 an hour or something like ridiculous in Southern California or Northern California, whatever.
I think the video I want to see is I want somebody to take a card, the same card, and send it to the same company like 10 times to get to see the variance in grading with the same company grading the same card 10 times. I think there have been people that have done videos where they send it a couple, like 2 or 3 times, but like to get a good chunk of data, it would take about 14, 15 years now to do a video like that. But hey, if somebody younger than me out there wants to start up a YouTube channel, you should start doing that now. So all right.
His final point. I never got to talk about his final point. Just quickly, I agree that it's not necessarily a scam, but it is kind of a scam. I think it's a necessary evil though, and people are still going to be sending their cards in. They're probably cards that should still be sent in. But I think everybody should watch this video. Like everybody in the hobby should watch this video just to get an example of how crazy all the different grades are for the exact same card going all the different places. So.
Well, we already just talked about it, so they don't have to watch it anymore because we just talked about the whole video.
Yeah.
So, all right, I want to share a little video here up on the screen. See if this. I don't know if I can full screen this on here or not. Does that?
No, looks good.
There we go. Yeah. Let me play this video for you. See if we can do this.
Could I pull out a couple to like comp and check out?
Which ones?
So
I'll tell you right now, I'm gonna save you time.
Yeah.
If you think you're gonna buy it for under comp, then no.
No. I just want to like agree on comp.
Okay.
And then
no, I'm not selling a comp.
No. I know.
Okay.
I just want to look at them, see what value, and then show you my cards and see if there's anything you would be open to trading towards, if that works for you.
Sure.
That work? Okay. Could I see the Jordan Metal Universe?
Yeah.
These 3 Kobe's.
I don't want to start taking all of them out, to be fair.
Okay. So we'll just do one at a time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have like $4,000 worth of cards. Huh?
Yeah. Okay. Fair. You said it was
$450.
$450.
I'm into it for $425.
Okay. So I think we'd be a little off on that. Last sale was $350, but you're in it for more, so that doesn't make sense. I get it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll be real honest. If you start looking them up all like that, we're never gonna make a deal.
Really?
Yeah.
Or is it because you think you're over comp?
No,
or
I just don't care.
You don't care about comp.
Not with Kobe, Jordan, Ohtani, and Sandy Koufax.
Right.
But Shohei changes every second.
So what are these
and
based
that never shows what people sell for at card shows.
That's
$350 for this.
Okay. I think we might be off. I don't want to waste your time at all.
You want me to start comping out the stuff you got? And
No.
All right. So that was an interesting interaction between the dealer and the collector there. I have some thoughts. Now, I want to be fair about this because the dealer is clearly a dick, right? We can say that. I'm going to say that I don't know that everything he's saying is entirely wrong, though.
Correct.
He had a really bad way of doing it, but I do kind of agree that like the comps aren't necessarily the be all end all for, especially for cards like Jordan and Kobe and Ohtani.
And Sandy Koufax.
And Sandy Koufax. We'll leave him out of this for now. I don't know his market. I do kind of agree too that like the apps like Card Ladder and stuff don't show all the show sales because things can be different at a show. You can have a card in your hand and look it over. That might be worth an extra $25 or $50 to you than buying a card sight unseen. Maybe it isn't. Maybe you just have a price. So I don't think he's 100% wrong. They are his cards. He has a right to try to sell them at whatever, but he's a complete dick about this. Like there's a way to do that, but not be a dick and like just have everybody watching see how, like, I wouldn't stand at that table for more than 2 minutes because I can't stand the guy. I don't care what his prices are. So while I don't think that what he says is necessarily wrong, I think he's a complete dick about it. So that's all anybody's going to see.
Yeah, the thing with this is like everyone in, not just in the hobby, but in the world, you need to pick a side, man. Where that's everyone needs you to pick a side. That's where we're at. There can't be nuance. Like, yes, no. I agree with a lot of what that dealer was saying, but he was a douchebag saying it, right? Like there you can hold both of those thoughts in your head at the same time. So anyone saying that this guy is the worst dealer to ever go onto a card show floor, or he's 1000% right. Like anyone can't see that there's shades of gray to this. They're just wrong. They are. So to what we were talking about earlier with graders, clearly someone came up and tried to lowball him on a bunch of cards about a half hour earlier is what
probably
happened. And this a younger guy comes in, pulls out his phone, and this guy just the dealer just had enough of it. I guarantee you that is what happened. And you know, like I'll roll my eyes at some of the things he said, like I'm into it for X. I don't care. I don't care what you're into it for, because if you're into a card for $500 and then that player goes out and tears their ACL the next day, guess what? That card is not worth $500. It doesn't matter what you're into it for. You know, like who is the player who no longer plays anymore? Wander Franco. I don't care what you're into Wander Franco cards for. They're not worth what they used to be worth, pal. So like that made me roll my eyes a bit. And the Card Ladder not accounting for show sales. You know, I watch plenty of card show vlogs. Most people are using their phone to get comps. So I think it's more reflective than the dealer thinks it is. And also, if you're at a show, you're not paying those eBay fees. The buyer's not paying taxes. There's all sorts of other factors that go into that. But to Mike's point, yeah, looking at the card, you can maybe see in person that card could grade a 10. So maybe you want to pay a little bit more. So while I agree with that comps don't reflect sales on card shows, there are some factors that could make those sales higher, some factors that could make those sales lower. So maybe we are looking at an average, which is the comp on that phone.
And Card Ladder did recently start adding private sales. So I don't know how much data. I mean, their card shows everywhere.
Right.
So I don't know how much data is added, stuff. But yeah, it might be a little more than it used to be. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. It's the only adding in the stuff they get though, too. Like it's not everything. And like 100%, but like the thing is, your prices should probably still be around comps somewhere, like to be $100 over, which that sounded like that one card, the Jordan card or whatever, was $100 over the comps. Like, and he always
let me interrupt you real quick on that point, and you can interrupt me on Friday and I won't get upset about it.
Okay.
So the one that we've talked about this a lot, when you mentioned that $100 less than comps, maybe buyer was cherry picking comps. Maybe that was the last comp, but the 3 comps before that, the day before, were $450. We don't know. He just said, "Oh, the last sale here was $350." We've complained a lot about people saying, "Well, the last one was." So maybe that played into it as well. So that could throw that whole argument out the window for the buyer and the people defending them. Sorry.
Right. It's fine. Like the again on the dealer. I mean, he could have been, maybe he's on the spectrum too. Like there's a lot of things that we don't know for sure. But the bottom line is he also could have had 3 other people come up and try to set up their phones that are running YouTube channels, and because they see this case with these amazing cars, and it sounds like he has some really good stuff in there. They're setting up, I'm going to make a deal with this guy for my YouTube channel. I wonder if that happened, like you said, like 3 or 4 times already. And I was like, I'm done with these people setting up their phones, kind of, and just kind of like was because he came again. We're seeing this split second in this guy's life and this guy's hobby life. We're only seeing this little bit, but he came off as a complete jerk, like absolute 100% jerk. Should not be selling cards because he doesn't have the personality for it in any way whatsoever. But again, we don't know all the details that went into it. But I mean, there are better. You can like there are a lot of people that would be okay with you saying I'm into it for $425 and it's fine. But the way it was delivered, the entire interaction, and then the way that was delivered was the problem, right? That was the biggest problem in this whole thing. Was the dealer was not a very personable person, at least in this instance, for these 2 minutes or whatever we got to see him. So
it's almost as bad as asking a dealer to bring a box of cards because they're people that you buy in it and they just say nope.
Little inside joke.
You knew was gonna come up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I completely forgot about that. Fantastic. No notes.
I do wish I could have seen the negotiation between those, though, because I don't know what there's a lot that's left out of this.
Yep.
I don't know what cards that guy had. Was he going to be trading Jordans or Otanis or Kobe's, and how would the dealer have valued them? Like, would he have looked at comps, or would he have just gone by feel, or what he's selling other stuff for? Like, there's so much to that we don't know about in terms of the actual negotiation of prices.
He pulled out a Beckett price guide, Mike. Come on.
He might, yeah. But we do know that that's probably not how you should talk to customers. But hey, we don't know what happened before, so he might have been a dick for a reason.
So. Yeah, maybe.
Well, I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but the USA Olympic hockey team won the gold medal. This
men's
is the
and
greatest
women's
thing ever. Yeah, but it's just the men's that get all the excitement because
the game-winning shot for the women was one of the greatest shots I've ever seen in my life. Like
the women's team was badass that whole tournament. They were so good.
Yeah.
But yes, the reason I bring this up is because Topps now made a card of Jack Hughes, who scored the golden goal to win the gold medal. It sold 332,447 copies. It's the 3rd highest selling Topps Now card, only behind the Ohtani 50-50, 332,447. The Ohtani 50-50 sold 600 and some thousand, and the USA Olympic basketball team, with the missing autograph that's never been found, had over 500,000. But yes, people are so excited to own Jack Hughes cards. Hopefully they'll find one of the 3,805 other ones he has already had, and maybe think about buying 1 or 2 of those.
Mm-hmm. How much were they per?
They were $12, with the discount if you bought a little bit more. So
probably $10-ish average.
Yeah, I'd say that'd be safe.
So $3.3 million for
cha-ching, just they're pulling the lever. Yep.
Let me just
and I'm sure Jack Hughes got most of that, right?
Yeah. And I love the flex that Fanatics tried to make with this card. We're like, oh, someone could pull this auto that was clearly photoshopped, like what it wasn't. It was probably his autograph photoshopped from another thing, and the inscription they had photoshopped in, and they're like, oh yeah, this is real. No, it's not. Did you run after? Did you print the card at the moment, run onto the ice and ask him to sign it? That is not real. I mean, just wait until you see him in 50-cent boxes, I'm guessing.
Quarter boxes.
Quarter boxes. like these tops now, and this is not anything against Jack Hughes, is not anything against the men's team or anything like that. But my goodness gracious, I can be a pro America Olympian fan and not spend $10 on a card that's not worth $10 at the same time. Like Fanatics is just trying to make money off of the moment, which they're a business. That's what they do.
What they do, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. The thing is that we talk about finding these cards in the quarter boxes. I've still never seen any of these cards available anywhere in the shows. I'm sure they're available at shows other places, but this is one I wouldn't mind having one of for a quarter. I wouldn't pay $10 for it. That's ridiculous. But yeah, I thought was going through my cards for the card show. I was like, I know I have a brick card of all the Hugheses, but of course the Jack Hughes is the one that somebody already purchased. So I've looked Luke Hughes rookies, but I couldn't find the Jack Hughes. I went looking for it for sure.
And please, I'm old. I remember the 1980 Olympic hockey team. Just don't compare this one to that. It was a totally different situation.
1,000%.
Yeah, that was a different time, different team, maybe a little bit more of an underdog playing against a little bit more of a superpower. Yeah, just don't.
And a little bit more of a villain than our beautiful friends up north. All right, our beautiful neighbors up north. Yeah, just a little bit.
All right. Since I promised to talk about Charizard, I better get into this one next.
Yeah.
Do you remember a while back in the Topps Tier 1 baseball, they were doing the bat knobs, and Evan Longoria had a bat with the Charizard sticker on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever found that until this past week.
Were grown men weeping about it? Oh, sorry.
No, I thought at first maybe that was what it was, but I did not actually see what that was. So.
No, I didn't either.
Anyway, it was bought by big league sports card owner Alan Nars for $100,000. Nobody had seen this card be pulled. Apparently, it was pulled by an anonymous collector who ended up taking up Nars on his bounty that he had placed on the card for $100,000, because why wouldn't you? I'll take $100,000 for that. So yeah, somebody made $100,000, but there's more. Because we like to stir the pot a little bit. There's been some back and forth online. Let me just say, I'm sure this is just somebody who pulled the card, saw somebody was going to offer $100,000 for it. It's probably not worth $100,000, and thought, yeah, I'm going to take $100,000 instead of this card. But this guy was apparently a consultant for Topps. So since nobody saw the card being pulled, and all of a sudden it just poof, turns up out of nowhere to somebody who was a consultant for Topps, clearly there's something suspicious about this. Am I wrong?
I hope Joe's going to get his conspiracy helmet, because we're all wearing it. We're all wearing it this week.
You know what, EP? I was going to, and then you had to. You know what it was? Do you know what this was, Mike? When Hogan came out and joined the NWO, and Bobby Heenan goes, but whose side is he on? And he totally ruined it.
Way to go, EP.
You are the Bobby Heenan of this whole thing. So
I am the brain. I am the brain of the show. So,
something like that.
Makes sense.
Oh, you totally ruined it. It would have been a great.
Why weren't you writing all this shit out if you're the brain of the show?
Yeah. So yes, if EP didn't ruin the moment, I would have put my conspiracy theory hat on. We've often talked about this kind of on the side. Like, I wonder if people who like work for these companies get like dibs on cards, like how that works. You know, if there's maybe like cards that aren't going into production. We had Steve Cherndorf on the channel for an interview, and he had one of the 5 captains autos. Was that like a promo, like not a promo, like a proof, you know, like, is that the unnumbered 34th one that's available? Like, who knows? I don't know how that works. So that's kind of, I mean, it just looks really, really bad. I was going to make a joke at the top saying, oh yeah, the guy that pulled it, his name was Reichel Mubin. And yeah, it's weird. You know, he was this collector who just decided to, but I didn't even have to make that joke because a consultant for Topps had the card. we know they know where these cards are, right? We've talked about this before. We know they know where they're at. If this card was, I don't want to say money laundering, but it kind of feels that way sometimes when you see these cards and these bounties, and all of a sudden a Topps consultant has it. Again, legally, I'm just joking around. Just joking around.
Yeah, don't get me
it actually
sued.
is. Yeah, right. It's Mike's retro trading cards, by the way.
Not today. TP.
Yeah, he is the brains.
He's the brain.
Yeah. But yeah, this, if nothing else, looks horrendous. Right.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, so this is, I'm assuming, was a redemption. I don't remember what kind of cards, what packs this was coming out of, but was this a redemption? Like,
it was
like
Topps tier 1, so I think it would probably would be in the pack.
Probably in the pack. So yeah, so how did they end up with it? If if they actually did put it in the product in the first place, like, well, why would they have an extra copy? Like, what I don't understand. Like, how would this card?
Because it was an anonymous collector, so people are saying, "Oh, I don't believe somebody pulled this. I think Topps gave it to this guy." That's
what I'm saying, though. Yeah, but I mean, like, so what happens if somebody? So in theory, then it would never have been in the product in the first place. Is that what we're guessing? Okay.
Or it was, and that guy got a sealed box that they knew was in it.
Right.
Because tier 1 is also a it's like individual cards, right? It's not like packed cards. It's like five, hand packed. Like 5 cards.
Yep.
That also makes that, if you're going to scam with one product, it's like you could probably scam with Flawless. You could probably scam with National Treasures, because these are human packed cards, human packed boxes, correct?
Yeah.
I've said it before, and let me just re-emphasize this point. While it is absolutely 100% probable and possible that there was just a collector who opened a box and got this card and decided to sell it for the bounty, we don't know 100% sure that Topps doesn't keep a card like this and get it into the hands of the person who wants it. We don't know that the Triple Olympic card might not have been given to somebody, because there's no transparency and there's no oversight. So this is the biggest issue I have with the hobby. This card, $100,000 card, apparently. If they want this guy to have it, they could do that. I'm not saying that is what's happening, but we don't know, because there is no oversight, there is no transparency. And I don't care, you might be trying to type up an argument to this right now, but you can't convince me that there's zero probability that something like this can happen because of the setup of the system. It could. There is nothing in the chain of command here that would stop that from happening if that's what they wanted to do. I'm not saying that's what they're doing. I'm saying this probably was pulled just by somebody who opened a box, who got lucky, and they took up an offer and got $100,000. But you can never be sure, because the system they have in place doesn't let us be sure.
And we would be saying the same thing if just some Joe Schmo pulled the card. We'd have the same questions. It makes it even worse when you know the relationship that the person that pulled it has with Topps. That's what makes it egregious, in my opinion. So yeah, they do know where these cards are going. And we joke, I finally got EP a little bit on my side on this one, that the Topps Rip Knights, there seem to be things that gets pulled. Or I don't know if we're going to talk about that here shortly.
Well, let's talk about it right now then.
Yeah.
So where was that? I even forget where it was, but somebody pulled the 1-of-1 Topps All Kings out of a pack at a Rip Night.
Was it
Babe Ruth? I'm sorry. Yeah. I said it in my head. I didn't say it out loud. A Babe Ruth out of a pack that was thrown out at one of the Rip Nights by Mike Trout. I mean, clearly something like that would never be staged or set up, right?
EP, do you want to defend it now?
No. Listen, I have said a million times, I'm an adult human. So as the new information comes in and the new information gets logged in here, then I change my mind. I am an adult, can just change my mind. And yes, I agree that there's no way that these things happen not on purpose. Like this is purposeful staged stuff.
So, just to verify,
He
when I
literally
was saying
threw the
this-
packs out too.
Yeah. When I was saying this last year during Topps Rip Night, for our audio viewers, our audio listeners, Mike is throwing packs at his camera. I'm guessing not of high-end product. Or I think they're Scott Spalding's from your pack stack sale is my guess after he nominated us. But yeah, so a year ago, this is very distracting.
It is great though.
Okay, I'm done.
So a year ago, EP and I got in a little kerfluffle channel because I was trying to say that this stuff at Rip Night is staged, and EP was saying that's ridiculous. No, it's not. You're a conspiracy theorist. Go back and watch.
I remember it.
You're very aggressive about saying how wrong I was. So now you're saying I was right. And it's okay to feel that way, EP. I know it's painful, but eventually...
He's a grown adult, and when new information comes in, he can admit you're right.
Yeah. Right. So he can admit I'm right. Like I said, I am Thanos.
I refuse to admit you're right, though.
Yeah, but I am right. I mean, it's nice that you will tacitly admit that.
There's supposed to be some randomness, right?
I'm sorry.
There's supposed to be randomness when you're opening cards and that sort of stuff. But when the number of times that this has happened, like there is absolutely no way it's not happening on purpose. And this to wrap it back into the previous thing, which I didn't get a chance to talk about, this is the proof right here that these things are staged, that they know where they can say probably within a ridiculous amount of specificity where cards end up going, and including that the triple auto. Like there's no way they don't know where that triple auto is, right? Like they had to know which collector has that and got it in their stuff, but we just don't. Nobody knows about it yet until what's his name reveals the cards can make grown men weep or whatever.
I've never heard one person use so many words to just say Joe Day was right. That was a lot of words to finally admit that, EP, but I appreciate you finally admitting it. Or you can say I'm just an early adopter of being right. I was an early adopter of being right a year ago, and now you're finally coming on board. But I appreciate it. You never want to yell at someone for being late to the party. Just be happy that they showed up.
That's true. Well, I'm not sure if collectors in London will be happy or not, because the Fanatic store in London will be cutting open the shrink wrap if you buy a box of the English Premier League logo fractor from the store. They're doing this in an attempt to try to cut back on the flipping of the product. Now, this is one product in one place. But is this something that could be, this has been done before, I think, a couple times, but is this something that could help fix kind of the problem of everybody buying stuff up? Or is this, no, that's like just too out of control right now, right? You might be able to do it on individual things in individual places, but like if you're buying from the Topps website, which we're going to be talking about next, and you get a box of something really hot, I don't really want mine cut open, but will it be cut open? Would that work? Would it even matter? Would people just go, oh, well, I'll buy the one that's not wrapped anymore? I don't.
So to your for your transition, which was very good, you did say something about collectors not being happy. I think collectors in that moment, in that place, are fine with it. It's the folks that would then buy it to try and flip it that would be upset. So flippers in this, again, this one time, this one place, flippers wouldn't be happy unless you're a collector of sealed wax, which there are some people out there that are. So that could be a whole different thing as well. If it was coming directly from Topps and it was ripped open, man, oh man, talk about there's zero transparency at Topps anyway. Could you imagine if they're just sending you open boxes of stuff? Like, oh, let me weigh all these individual packs of these products that you open and see if there's a big hit in there. Like that has danger written all over it. It kind of reminds me of, though, in this scenario, of going to like a sporting event or a concert, and when you go and buy a bottle of beer or a can of beer and they open it for you and hand it, they're not going to let you, have an unopened container. Kind of along those same lines. Probably just as dangerous, but less expensive. Barely. But yeah, in the moment, I kind of like this, because it does ensure that people who actually want to open this product have a chance to open the product at a reasonable price from they won't get gouged, I should say, on the secondary market. So in the moment, in this individual moment, I don't have a problem with it. It could not be far sweeping policy for Fanatics. There's no way that the people that are spending big money and big partners with Fanatics would allow this, because who would this affect the most? Breakers. How would breakers deal with unsealed product?
Well, they would still be getting sealed product. It's just like
I would hope so.
The drops and stuff, unless like the smaller breakers,
right? Smaller breakers have to go through the drop now. Like our buddy Dane over Dynasty Breaks, he doesn't have an account with Fanatics anymore because they're a bunch of douchebags. So he has to go through the website, through the secondary market, if he wants to open Fanatics products. How do you trust that a breaker got sealed stuff or got stuff and didn't search it or do something with it? So, yeah, I think this was something they did for the moment, and I don't see it being policy going forward.
Yeah, this affects the flippers and rippers the most, of course. Did they take the wrapper the entire way off, or do they just like make one cut, and so now it's not sealed anymore? Like, if they're taking the wrapper completely off, then that can lead to these issues. But if it's just cut open, but not like pulled off of the box, I can see that being a thing they could use. Like that would be something like I could see like a local dealer doing that, but they would never do that to the. But I mean that's something they could do. But I don't see Topps, because the Topps would have to send these. The boxes they send to dealers, they would need to be sealed when the dealers get them. I mean that would create so many issues. I just don't see. I don't see that ever happening. Like Joe said, but also I agree with him where I think this is like in certain instances, like this is probably a good thing, and it would definitely cut down on the amount of the overcharges that people are doing. I think Mike said that, and the people that are like upcharging all the boxes that are for sale after the product comes out.
Here's the thing. Unless they mark the box, it's not going to do any good, because I had a shrink wrap machine back in the shop in the 90s. I didn't use it to reseal product. Come on, get out of here. No, I used it to make my own product and seal it, which was kind of fun. But I mean, there's nothing that would keep people like from buying Topps shrink wrap. They're counterfeiting cards. They can easily put the Topps logo in the right spots on shrink wrap, and nobody would know the difference.
Yeah, so that if people were counterfeiting Topps shrink wrap or Fanatics shrink wrap, I completely agree that they would have to do that for sure, and I could totally see some people doing that.
It would happen within 5 seconds of they tried to make this policy.
I'm sure it's out there already, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely already out.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, because that way people probably do it anyway.
I think they probably already do, yeah.
The only thing I would, because I don't open, you guys open Fanatic stuff. I haven't. Do they have like seals on them? Like Rittenhouse has seals, Upper Deck has seals. They number their boxes. I don't think Topps does that. So you have to cut the seal and then cut the shrink wrap to get to it. So you would have to also counterfeit seals and things like that, which again, you could probably do.
It's just sticker, yeah.
All right. Well, last thing I want to get to here is I want to show EP what the new 2025-26 Topps Finest basketball looks like. This apparently went on pre-sale this past week, but nobody knew it because it sold out like instantly again, like Topps Chrome did, because they don't let the peons have any of this stuff at that price. They keep it and they sell it to the breakers. That's just how it works. But let me share, if I can find it here, I will share the screen, and let's hope it's this one here. There we go, EP. That is a couple of the cards. Let me scroll down through here a little bit for you. You got the finest autographs over there. You got the rookies there. You got the finishers over there on the right. You got another autograph over there. You got the master set over there. And I believe this is the base card. Look at that. There's a lot going on there. Gives me some like 91 Skybox vibes going on.
Like
there.
Skybox Thunder or something.
The regular 91 Skybox had like really wild stuff in the background of the cards. So so there is the new Finest. I know you're a huge fan of Finest. So I want your honest opinion. I actually cut you off before the pod because I didn't want to hear it. I want to hear what you think of this set.
There was one card out of all those cards that I thought looked decent. Those cards look like shit to me. Absolute fucking garbage. I am so upset. I am so upset.
Can I guess what card it is, by the way?
Go ahead.
Mike, can you pull that back up? I'm just curious if I can guess what
come
card
on,
it is.
Man.
You can do it, Mike. You can do it.
I'll keep going.
Just got rid of it.
Like I will fight to the death that like 97, 98, and 99 Finest look amazing.
It's that
Start
one.
at the top.
Scroll
like
down.
This one?
It's not that. No, not that. No, that one. The Punishers. I'm pointing to the screen like you can see it. Is it
Finishers? It's Finishers, not Punishers.
Punishers.
That one is kind of okay, but that's not the one. Scroll down one more. I think. Scroll down one more. That one, the Masters one.
The Masters. Okay. That would have been my. Yeah. Okay.
If you like the base card, I think it looks terrible. I don't like it at all. Like that's not Finest to me. And so it's it's very Panini looking,
especially with the black background and then all the different colors. Like I don't know.
I disagree with you. I don't know what Panini set looks that bad.
Honestly, just in general, Panini sets look bad, so that is just. But
you don't like Panini sets that are like the that Chrome, look like SP. Prism. You don't like the SP ones. So like it doesn't look like. Yeah, you do. Yeah. You just don't want to admit you do. But like I don't know what Panini set that looks like. Like it doesn't.
It looks like something Panini.
To me,
it
looks like an unlicensed top set from last year.
The unlicensed top set from last year was terrible too. Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Yeah, so that's what it looks like.
Their Finest has fallen so far. Like I said, 97, 98, 99 Finest is great. 2000 Finest is great. There's a lot of stuff for back then that I think that is really, really good. It is more simple. It's still flashy in some ways, but it's more simple. Where this is, they just decided they're going to make a really ugly looking card. They're going to put as much ugly stuff on this card as they possibly can, and that is not Finest in my opinion.
You'll still buy like cases of it though, right?
No,
at least a box.
No, I do want to know. Do you see what the price was? How much was it per box? Was it like $500? Probably.
I think it was like 3 something, mid 3s to mid high 3s, but they sold out right away, and then they were on eBay for like $750 a box right after. So, yeah. All right. Well, that was to get EP's reaction. Joe, I don't have the card here, but I want to get your reaction to the big sale of the 2024 Chrome Marvel Iron Man Mask Off Superfractor that sold for $136,640. Now, we've talked about the Robert Downey Jr. autographs from Rittenhouse and how difficult some of those are to get. But this card, people will pay $136,000 for.
Speechless.
I am. When you could buy a baker's dozen of those RDJ autograph cards for what this cost, I don't understand 101s at all anyway. I think they're dumb. I think 101s are just stupid anyway. Like numbered cards it's just the same card with a slightly different foil on it.
What's the purpose of a 101 of Iron Man? And I'm sure it's only one of multiple different 101s.
Right. Like I don't understand it at all. And it's not that great looking of a card. I mean, folks, go check it out if you want to. It's just not that great of a looking card.
There's
like sticker auto or is it on card auto?
It's not an auto. It's just
just 101. Oh
yeah. It's not an RDJ auto.
Oh
he doesn't sign. He doesn't sign anymore. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like what was the 101 we talked about recently, like a SpongeBob 101 or something that went for like a ridiculous amount of money. It's just I can't get behind that, unless you're some person that obsessively needs this rainbow. I can't tell you what the need for a card like this is.
Here, I found it. I'll put it up on the screen here while you're talking. Go ahead, AP.
Yeah, like 101s, I agree 100%. Like 101s are a very, very cool, unique collectible, but the amount of money some people are paying for them is like outrageous. Like, why would you do that? Like, oh my god!
And that's hideous.
Yeah,
like I'm sorry, that's not a good looking card. And that's from is that from the UK set, I believe?
But Joe, it's a Gem Mint 10. It's a PSA.
It is a Gem Mint 10.
So that's why it's so much money, of course.
But why is it mask off when it says mask on? I don't know. Does the back say mask? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about this card other than what it sold for, but
I don't think it's not a good looking card in my opinion. Like, and that's obviously subjective. I don't find it an appealing card. Like, there are other cards that I'm sure are much nicer looking that you could get for much cheaper. Like, maybe go out and get the out of 5.
It is just the Iron Man helmet, the Iron Man mask, and one super. Like, I can't imagine somebody being happy about spending that amount of money on it and being excited, other than the fact that they can sell it again later to somebody else for 150,000 or 200,000 or whatever.
We'll see with that stuff though. We'll see. It's not like a sports car. Like, everyone, Spider-Man never tears his ACL, yada, yada, yada. Those things are always said. But like, is there going to be a massive market for that card 5 years from now?
When Doomsday comes out, like there'll be a uptick in Iron Man and RDJ.
Yeah,
stuff,
but
right?
how many more of those type of cards will be released before?
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I'm just getting in the head of the person that spent that ridiculous amount of money on it.
And you could probably get the there's 101s and Upper Deck products you could probably get of actual Iron Man, the MCU Iron Man,
right,
or something from Marvel Masterpieces. That card just doesn't do it for me. And I love Topps Chrome. Don't get me wrong. I watched the breaks and all that stuff, but I couldn't get behind that. So,
well, it is crazy to me that somebody would spend $136,000 on that when they could have only spent $26,400 and got a 2018 Kaboom 1/1
of
Josh Rosen.
I did see this.
What?
I did see this.
Yeah. Collector Benjamin B. And no, that is not his real name. He likes to remain anonymous. So don't go Googling Benjamin B. But yes, he bought it because it was the last card he needed to complete his goal of collecting 25 of the 50 total 2018 Green Kaboom 1/1s. So, even though it's quite a bit of money, if you have that kind of money to throw around and you're doing something like that, I feel like Josh Rosen is probably a pretty inexpensive way to close out that goal. So, in a way, it was a great purchase.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm guessing Benjamin B has quite a bit of money that he can toss into
he might have.
I'll tell you what. Could you imagine what that card would have been worth if he would have been drafted by the Bills instead of Josh Allen? I did see this card. It was a crazy sale, but if you have the money to do it, have fun, I guess. Same thing with the Iron Man. If you have the $100,000, $150,000 or whatever to do it, fine, do it. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. But I love the goal is to collect half the set. That's a weird goal. That's a goal to be
keep going, Benjamin B. We want to see all of it. Get all of them. Then I'll be impressed.
Yeah.
He's probably a watcher. It's probably Scott Spalding.
It might be Scott Spalding. Scott, I give you such good deals on stuff, and you're out here buying Josh Rosen cards for
he's laying low, so you don't charge him more. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh.
Just more proof that there are a lot of people in this hobby that are playing with Monopoly money. Like none of us are at that level, but there's so many people in this hobby playing with Monopoly money that's why we're never going to get a chance at getting a lot of these cards. And if we do get one, it's life-changing money for us, and we're going to sell it right away because of what money we can get.
By the way, not just one person wanted this card.
Right.
The fact that it went for 26,000 means at least two did. So
probably Josh Rosen,
Benjamin
right?
B and Josh Rosen. By the way, Josh
I don't know.
Rosen doesn't have $26,000. But that tells you something.
EP, if we ever do pull this, people won't believe that we did and sold it anyway. They'll just think the top sent it out.
Well, no,
they probably did.
They'll see you wearing your top shirt at one of our shows. And we're like, oh, of course he got it.
All right, we went a little long. We gave him a supersized show this week. I'm tired. I got to go relax. I'm old. I can't do this anymore. Next week, we'll have a new host because I just can't do this anymore. All right, guys, that was a pretty good chat this week, and I may or may not see you next week. Take care, guys.
See you, boys.
Eugene the Brain Ponderosa signing off.
Ow.